Hello and welcome. I am Gimba Umar. Tonight, home at last. President Muhammadu Buhari returns to Nigeria after spending 103 days on medical vacation in London, United Kingdom. Jubilant trails return of President Buhari to Nigeria as government officials and other Nigerians give goodwill messages. Ruling All Progressives Congress and the People's Democratic Party hail Buhari's return as opposition party demands action from the president for Nigeria's economic recovery. And thousands of anti-racist protesters march against right-wing free speech rally in the U.S. city of Boston.
And in business news tonight, Nigeria's stock market drops 3.35% this week after heavy profit-taking amid strong investor confidence on local equities.
And on sports news tonight, Nigeria's home-based Eagles secure passage to next year's African Nations Championships with 2-1 aggregate win over Benin Republic.
President Muhammadu Buhari is back in Nigeria after spending more than 100 days in London on medical vacation. The president was greeted to a rousing welcome at the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja, as his official jet touched the ground this evening.
The presidential aircraft 001 at about 4:30 p.m. arrives, taxiing to a halt at the presidential wing of the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Abuja. For the first time in over 3 months, President Muhammadu Buhari is back, alighting from the aircraft that has returned him from the United Kingdom, where he was away on an extended medical vacation. He is first received by the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo.
Welcome you, Your Excellency. May I have the permission to march up the colors and the rest of the parade, Your Excellency.
There is excitement among the dignitaries, including governors of Zamfara, Rivers, Imo, Bauchi, Kano, members of the cabinet, amongst other top government functionaries who equally lined up to receive the president.
Our president is a man whose presence looms large. The fact that he's back will be very, very significant. It will be very instructive for a number of things. And I believe that things will continue the way they have been. The broadcast on Monday morning will be very important. Nigerians need to first listen to him, hear him talk to them, and then that will determine the way forward.
Even those who have been doubting, despite the various visits, having had him speak last Saturday, they will now be beyond doubt. And I think it's very important. Two, it's going to be a morale booster for everybody, whether in the cabinet or outside the cabinet.
Minutes later, the president was ushered into a waiting vehicle, leaving the tarmac. There was an ecstatic crowd outside the airport and along the highway as supporters cheered and danced in jubilation.
Coming days, Nigerians are hopeful that his return will bring the much-needed boost in the economy and otherwise in Nigeria. From the presidential wing of the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, Gloria Umezuke, Channels Television News.
And while the convoy of the president drove out of the presidential wing of the Nnamdi Azikiwe International Airport, the convoy was greeted to another rousing welcome from a jubilating crowd who lined up along roads leading up to the presidential villa. Well, the Vice President, Professor Yemi Osinbajo, who has been holding forth for the President in acting capacity, has expressed his happiness on the return of President Muhammadu Buhari to the country. Professor Osinbajo believes that the recovery and return of the President is symbolic to the recovery of the country.
It's a very happy day. We're all very excited, and I'm extremely happy that the president is back in good health and raring to go. It's so good to see him. Many Nigerians, as we could see from just coming from the airport, there's so many people are very, very excited to see the president. People have prayed, people have hoped, and it's just a natural reaction that, just seeing him and hearing that he's around, it was just spontaneous. Most people had only a few hours, but as you could see, the response was so spontaneous. So I think that people are just very excited and very happy that he's back. The message to Nigeria is that, first, that the recovery and recuperation of the president is, in some sense, is symbolic of the recovery of Nigeria. Nigeria is going to recover. We're on the path to sure economic recovery. And this is a good sign, it's an excellent sign that our country is on the right path. There's great hope, there's great excitement, and we're going to make it as a nation and as a people.
The acting president, Professor Yemi Osinbajo. In the meantime, governors of Ogun and Kaduna states have also joined other Nigerians to express delight in the return of President Muhammadu Buhari to the country. They say that the president's return after more than 100 days medical vacation will fast-track the fulfillment of the promises made to Nigerians by the All Progressives Congress, the APC.
Well, I feel elated, I feel happy, as I know millions of Nigerians will be. Well, thank God for his message. Nothing to say other than to thank God. Now that Mr. President is here, you will see what will happen. Our party is in order. All those things that are happening, it's normal in politics. I think I've had in my small way and form, I've had a little experience. I've been to this party, I've been to that party, and I believe that APC is on the right path. And we're getting our bearing and we'll get it right. So, Mr. President, welcome back, sir. And I'm sure that on the behalf of all the people of Ogun State, we are very elated, we are happy, as I know all Nigerians are, millions in all the 32 states. I think we have to thank them for their prayers.
The president needs to be measured in his work hours. I would not want him to be working 12 to 18-hour days as he used to. I think the traffic into his office and residence should be curtailed so that he will have more time to reflect. But we have less than 2 years to deliver on many of our promises, so I expect the president will refocus, make some administrative adjustments, and prioritize the 3 areas that he has always promised Nigerians. Refocus the war against corruption. We've been losing lots of cases recently in the court. I think there is a need to refocus work on that and bring back the anti-corruption war on track fully. The effort to diversify the economy should continue in earnest. And here I believe that the 36 state governments have a major role to play because Nigeria consists of 36 states. And any improvement in the business environment must begin from the 36 states, not just in Abuja. And finally, to complete the war against Boko Haram. Boko Haram has resurged in the absence of the president. Now that he's back, I expect more focus on the war against Boko Haram to finish them off, whatever is left of them, and to make Nigeria safer.
Some state governors also joined the train to wish the president a warm welcome as they expressed their happiness in seeing the president back in the country.
We are happy, almost everybody is happy to see him back. You know, when we as governors, we visited him, we reported back that he was feeling much better and he would soon come back. And today, we can say that seeing is believing because he's coming now. So it will improve the socio-economic position of the country because the #1 decision maker is now around. He and his deputy will take a decision together, and you will see there's improvements. There will be things will be done at a much quicker way than before.
This is a moment that Nigerians are waiting for over 90 days, and we as governors that pay a visit to Mr. President the last couple of weeks, what we saw is impressive, and we reported to Nigerians. And today, Nigerians will see and saw what we have already prescribed to them. So this is a happy moment to us, and we'll continue for Almighty God to give the president good health, that he continue to manage and run the Nigeria as expected by Nigerians.
No, everywhere I traveled in the last few months, it was all about President Buhari is the beacon of hope for Africa. They were actually praying for him themselves. You know, when I went for the Lesser Hajj, it was the Africans that were in the same hotel with me that would lead prayers for President Buhari. So really, he set a standard for Africa. He's respected all over the world. He's a beacon of hope for Africa. So that he's even back, Africa is happy.
We are expecting that the ship of state is going to be stabilized. And we are expecting that the good cooperation that has always existed between the governors and Mr. President will now continue and be strengthened. Because to be very, very honest with you, for every Nigerian who is a governor, who has been a governor, even the two-term governors will tell you that they have never had it so good with any president that they have worked with. So it's very, very important for us that Mr. President is well now and that Mr. President is coming home and taking over the ship of state.
It does not matter the party you belong to. He's our president, whether you like it or not. No same person will say that his own president is sick and then he will not rejoice when God has healed him. No, I don't think that person is saying. For me, it is something that we must have to thank God Almighty. You know what has happened these few days. You know, the conjecture, the rumors, and the rest of it. So we're happy, and that's why I'm here today, irrespective of the party I belong to.
President Buhari coming back today have closed the entire rumors, speculations, gone. Now we're starting on a new page. But know who he is. He doesn't have a permanent enemy. Everyone is friends. So let's all work together as Nigerians, irrespective of views and what we think about it. Yesterday is gone. Let's look at tomorrow. This will be my advice to Nigerians. Let's work together. We have a duty. We have a duty to make this nation great, not just for us, but for our children yet unborn.
In part two, after the break, more on the return of President Muhammadu Buhari to Nigeria. Presidential spokesman Garba Shehu is in our Abuja studios to speak further on this. Stay with us.